Greetings, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Real Talk Show with Dr. India White. I'm so happy to be here with everyone. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys have had a great new year. Happy February. I have been enjoying the season and I'm so delighted to be back here with everyone. I noticed the date yesterday. My son and I have been having a debate because the date yesterday was February 2nd, right? And so the date, if you write it out, it should say 2222, right? My son thinks that it's 202. Okay, and I get where he's coming from, but I told him the date has all twos. So we are, I don't know what you guys feel about that, but anyways, I'm just happy to be here. And so with that said, thanks for tuning in. So I want to first start out with, of course, my announcements. For those that you don't know who I am, you're not used to the show, the Real Talk Show with Dr. India White. It's aired on Mondays through Fridays on the SoulNet WKDH radio station from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So visit www.soulnetwkdh to tune in. Okay. And also, if you want to be featured on the show, please visit india.white.123@gmail.com. Send me an email with your photo and your bio so we can get you locked in. Okay. Now, please follow me on social media. I love connecting with each of you. So, my Facebook has been Miss India White. I do have a couple Facebook pages, but that's like the main one. See if you can follow me there. LinkedIn is the India White. Join my followers there. I love LinkedIn, especially if you have any, ideas, business proposals, some partnerships and things that you're wanting to do. That's a great avenue to reach me at. Twitter, Indie Speak and Teach. I love Twitter. My platform on there is usually just education. It's to all the educational leaders, you rock stars out there. So you can find me on Twitter. You also have my Instagram account is Indy238, so you can reach me there. And then YouTube, which, I would love to strengthen my YouTube following. And for those that have seen videos on there, thank you for your support. My YouTube channel is India White 123. So please go ahead and make sure you follow me and things like that. And so also the Real Talk Show with Dr. India White is also featured on Swain Girl Media Channel. Okay, that's hosted by Precious Swain on Fire Stick. Thank you, Precious, for this phenomenal opportunity. Now, we are going to continue talking about some great things. Check out my website. I'm so thankful for those that have contributed to my amazing website. I surely could not have done what they have done. They are beautiful people. The website is www.india-white.com. So please go ahead and visit there. You'll see my blog postings. You'll see just different events I've already spoken at. If you're interested in having me to come speak at an event, then you can fill out a form on the website. I'll come out there and speak. If you want to buy a book, go to the website, go to the book part where the little store with all the books there, you'll see the books there. If you're interested in anything else, courses that I have online that you could just click on the course and buy it, go for it. If you want to join the Rockstar program, you can join that as well. I'm here to serve you guys. And also, if you just need tutoring or something, reach out to me. And also, if you want to be on the show, there is a tab also where you can go and you can fill out your information and request to be on the Real Talk Show. Now, with that said, I am so excited today because I wanted to talk to you guys. Hello, Alexander. How are you? Thanks for your love. I am looking at the comments, so thank you. Hi. Okay, so listen, I wanted to talk to you guys today about a very interesting topic that I think everyone can relate to some way or another. Okay, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because we're just going through just a very interesting season, and I think that we can all benefit from just understanding how to deal with this topic. So we're going to talk today about acceptance versus rejection. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to talk about acceptance versus rejection. And the reason why is because I want everyone watching the show today to be successful. I want them to be able to connect with others and to just have a prosperous life and to know what to tolerate and what not to tolerate. And so we're going to talk about some of these things today. First things first, I want to define for you acceptance and rejection. So first things first, acceptance is defined in the dictionary as being seen as adequate or suitable. Okay, being admitted to a group. Did you get accepted to college? Did you get in that club? Did you get approved for that house? Did you get proposed to? Okay, all of these things are, avenues of acceptance. So it's beautiful. Now, rejection. Rejection is known as the dismissal or the of a proposal or an idea or even of a person. Maybe you got denied or you're not able to join a certain group or, you're just not it. You're just not a good fit. So rejection happens. Now, let's talk about how to deal with rejection. Okay. I have I have had my share of rejection for various reasons. And I mean, I've had rejection since grade school. I think everyone can relate to some moment that they've been rejected, right? Um, guys probably have asked a girl out just to get denied. Oh, right. Or, you didn't make the team. Or you might even have family rejection, people in your family, I don't know, you might not jive well. So you might get overlooked or left out of important meetings, left out of important things. You might be rejected on your job. You might be rejected, I don't know, just in various avenues of your life. Didn't get approved for the home, didn't get the job, didn't get into college. I don't know. All I know is rejection, it can be painful, but that does not mean that it has to destroy you. Okay. There are ways to cope with it. There are ways to deal with it. And so we're going to talk about some of those things today. And I'll also provide my own encouragement. I find that in my own experience, in the rejection that I've had to suffer, if you learn the art of not taking it personal, you'll be able to really thrive and get through it and bounce back. Okay. So, with that said, let's talk a little bit about acceptance, rejection, and what I was able to find out for you guys. Hey. So, very interesting. So, psychologicalscience.org, we're going to look at this site for a little bit today. They spoke about how being rejected is bad for your health. Okay. It says people who feel isolated and lonely and excluded tend to have poor physical health. Again, people that feel isolated and lonely and excluded tend to have poor physical health. DeWall says from psychologicalscience.org. So they looked at a bunch of experts and people and gathered information and were able to find this out. It's not good for your health. My underlying question is something that we all have to think about. Why do we endure rejection? Why do we think it's okay to constantly be rejected? Is anything in life really worth constantly getting hit over the head with by rejection? I'm not sure, but it's something to think about. Now, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So it says here also, being excluded is also associated with poor mental health and exclusion, and mental health problems can join together in a destructive loop. People with depression face exclusion more often because of their symptoms that they deal with already. With depression, they're already, at a low. And then when you reject them, it makes it even worse. And I hope that there are some bosses on here that can see that, when you're excluding people, that's why people are filing lawsuits left and right, because they are dealing with various forms of exclusion, whether that's, no matter what that looks like, harassment, bullying, discrimination. People face this all the time in the workforce, right? And it's unfortunate because sometimes, whether it's a workforce, whether it's a church organization, whether it's hanging out with a certain clique, whether it's a sorority, fraternity, I don't care what it is, when people are feeling excluded, the majority thinks it's a joke and they think, oh yeah, look, we'll show them, but they don't understand they could be pushing that person over the edge. This is why we have to be very careful with how we treat other people. Even if you don't like that person, there are ways to still work with them and to still value them without rejecting them and possibly being a cause to why they struggle with chronic depression or, God forbid, suicide. We've got to be careful. And especially in education systems with students, definitely have to pick up on this. If students are being bullied or rejected, we as leaders have to definitely make sure that we're watching out for that so that those students aren't being exposed to this type of abuse. Rejection is a form of abuse. If you're in a church organization and you're dealing with rejection, I don't know, say rejection in ministry, say rejection in fellowship, say rejection in, I don't know. This is not acceptable. It is not right. And especially in a church organization, you should not be subject to rejection, no matter what the reason, and if you are, then I think that leadership needs to really check their motives and check, just check and see why they're in the business of the kingdom of God after all. If they cannot fulfill their role of loving everyone and being fair across the board. So, anyways, those are some. If you're in a sorority or fraternity, I know it's very different because that's just a whole different way of work. And I don't know. You just got to see how much you can tolerate with certain things like that, right? So that at the end of the day, you've got to guard your mental health. I think if you take pride in anything, it's not necessarily the wealth that you make or whatever, but it's your ability to survive up top. Okay. It should be your ability to bounce back in a hard time, your ability to take rejection and keep going forward, your ability to know that, although you're not accepted by the majority, you're still absolutely wonderful. It's all about the positive thoughts that you're giving to yourself, and it's all about the people and the environment that you're surrounding yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself in a toxic environment because you have to, whether that's work or church, whatever, I don't know, then you need to find some type of outlet. So one of my outlets, I think, would be writing, right? Writing books, writing journals, writing poetry, writing, I don't know. I like to write. I've written 38 books. Okay, I just wrote another book. If you want to know about it, send me a message. I'll send you the information. And anyway, you've got to find your outlet. Is it going to the beach? Is it working out? Is it getting massages? Is it getting your nails done? I don't know. Um, you've got to find an outlet to deal with the negativity. Sometimes we are, exposed to toxicity and you have to deal with it sometimes for several years, but that doesn't mean that you have to let it crumble you upstairs. Okay. So you've got to learn to play the game mentally and survive no matter what. Psychology Today also talks about rejection. It says that rejection contributes to feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. So the way you can combat this is, first off, you need to understand why would you feel inadequate or unworthy? What are the facts that are making you feel this way? Is it a group of people? Is it your colleagues? Is it church members? I don't know. But what you have to do is you've got to compare this fairly. You can't think that their opinions is like the end all be all of everything. Like you got to say, okay, they might not like me or they might not tolerate me or they might exclude me from this, but that does not mean that I'm not a great person. That does not mean that I don't bring value to the table. I still have worth. And this is where you as a person, you have to kind of investigate who you are and know what your worth is. What do you bring to the table emotionally for people? What is your skill set? What have you accomplished? And now this is different for every person because success looks different for everyone. Some people's success could be, if I was a lady, success could just be that I'm a mom, right? Could be that I wrote one book. Success could be that I got one degree. Success could be that I was able to buy a car. I don't know, just different things like that. You have to be able to figure out what success looks like to you and why that makes you worthy and valuable. You also have to understand that your worth is not necessarily what what you're able to go out and get all the time or the materialistic tangible things, but who you are. Your worth could be your character. Your worth could be your loving heart. Your worth could be how you're not cold and bitter and a nasty person, but that you actually have love in your heart. Your love could be that, it could be that you're loving and you're not a respecter of persons. You're not a racist person that's got these issues. Your worth could be that you help people that are disadvantaged. You're for the underdog. Your worth is that you make right choices and you don't oppress people that are already going through. Your worth could be that you volunteer and that you donate to charity, right? So your worth could be so many different things besides just what's on your resume. So we've got to understand that too. And so what you can do, my advice would be, yeah, take a look at your resume, but also take a look at your character and who you are. Do you have flaws? Yes. Will people judge you? Yes. However, are they human too? Yes. So then that means that you should not be held hostage by people's opinions, especially when their opinions are skewed because they're not perfect, right? People are going to judge you, say, oh my gosh, look at them. I can't believe they, dress like that. Or I can't believe they speak like that. I can't believe they go there. I can't believe, but then look at them, right? they've got flaws, they've got issues as well. We all have things that we're working on. So we have to stop validating ourselves through the opinions of men. We've got to stop giving people so much validation, right? And credibility on who we are and who our worth is. You got to understand, okay, you might not like me. I might not fit in your little crew. I might not have been rejected. I might have been denied. But guess what, honey? I'm still all that in a bag of chips and I love myself. You gotta get to that point, and I say that humbly, because if not, you are going to be beating yourself up and depressed about what people think and what people said about you and what you did 10 years ago that they remember. And I mean, honestly, they're not paying any of your bills. They're not helping you in any way. So it really doesn't matter. If they are in your let's go back. So rejection contributes to feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. Also, Psychology Today also spoke about how having the fear of rejection leads to avoiding intimacy and anticipating more rejection. This is very interesting. So some women and men, they're like, "Yeah, I know I'm good, but I don't feel like I don't feel like getting my heart broken again." Hey, I've been there. Or I I just don't know if I want to fall in love. I don't know if I want to give anybody a chance. Um, I don't know if there's good people out there, you know, or hey, I've looked at the market out there, and I just don't think it's for me. I don't think I could date right now. I think I'm just off the market. I just don't feel like it. I don't want to love again. People say this. Hey, I gotta respect that. We gotta respect where they're coming from, but at the same time, is it a fear of rejection that's causing them to possibly miss out on being loved like never before by somebody that's out there that would discover them? Who knows? If that's the case, then they should probably reconsider putting that fear of rejection on the shelf and giving love another chance. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's February, Valentine's Day is around the corner. This might help some of you. Anyways, you could be too busy like me and not really have time for that. So, all right. Anyways, now we're gonna talk also about this. So, to cope with rejection, You can cope with rejection by grieving. I found this very interesting. So, were you rejected from that group? Take a moment to reflect and to grieve. Grieve it out of your spirit, out of your soul, out of your body, out of who you are, because you don't want to carry that negative toxicity around in you. Whenever I have dealt with rejection, I have found it very helpful to just have a moment where I have to be honest. Do I have to cry? Do I have to journal it out? Do I have to listen to a song, sing it out? What do I need to do? Do I need to go to the beach, get it out? Like, I don't know. Whatever it takes for you that is healthy, where you can get it out, a healthy outlet, that's what you need to do. So here they said that you can deal with rejection by grieving. Okay. Assuming that not assuming that you necessarily cause the rejection. Um, Build resiliency. And I think that's definitely mental and emotional resiliency that you're going to have to build. And remembering that everyone experiences rejection. I have a quote that I love saying, and it helps me. Rejection is redirection. Again, rejection is redirection. Let me see if I can write this. So, I mean, people are going to reject you. It's fine. Um, whether it's dating, I've had the wonderful opportunity of being rejected, and then they try to circle back and come back into your life, and it's too late. But there's rejection and redirection, so it could be something like that. It could be, I don't know, you're rejected for a particular opportunity. Now, listen, not all rejection is bad, and not all rejection is final. Sometimes you might be rejected by an organization that you wanted to do business with, only to find out that they needed you the next year. Maybe it's a timing thing, right? That's why you don't want to always take it personally. And that's why you don't always want to unplug in your entire life and give up. Oh my God, I've been rejected. Life's over. No, sometimes you just got to say, okay, I've been rejected. Is this seasonal? Is this God's way of saying I need to go somewhere else to do something else? Right? So with that said, it's not always bad. You want to just make sure that you don't allow this to take from you your grit, your worth, your desire to move forward and do something great with your life. Okay? So no matter what it is, just remember that rejection is redirection. Okay? So don't take it personal. Remember that rejection is redirection. Okay? And so like they said that you can build resiliency. Also, remember that everyone experiences rejection, so you're not alone. It doesn't hurt to go to someone, and whether it's a friend or if you don't have a friend at the time, a therapist or a counselor, and just talk to them about your experiences with rejection and how do you deal with it and what does the research say behind it? What does the science say about it? Sometimes you can meditate and figure out what in the world is going on there. Okay, so those are different things that you can do that can help you whenever you're dealing with rejection. All right. Now, so I also want to talk about reasons why people get rejected. So, some reasons they stem down to being bullied in school, okay, or being bullied at work, being bullied at church, being bullied at, I don't know, within your business. I don't know, just being bullied. Maybe you tried out for a team or a school play, and you didn't make the cut, and that kind of stung you, like you're still dealing with that. Hmm. Maybe you had no one to sit with at lunch. I don't know about you guys. I remember back in the lunch days in high school, we used to have those box pizzas. Oh my word, hot mess. Those boxed ones with the little square pieces of pepperoni and oh my word, and the cheese. Oh, just thinking about it now, I can't believe we used to scarf those things down. And we used to eat them with ketchup, though. Oh, my word. So, but, anyways, I remember, sometimes people would be at lunch, they had no one to sit with. But I can tell you this, even if you were that person and you sat by yourself at lunch, that doesn't make you invaluable. That just means that in that space, maybe there's something else that you can do productive. I find this too. If you're being rejected, maybe there's something you could do with all of that extra time. Can you write a book? Can you write a journal? Can you write a song? Can you offer your services as a skill set to tutor someone, to mentor someone? Can you go for a jog? Can you work out in that time? Okay, so you were supposed to hang out with people for an hour. Maybe you can work out for an hour. So find activities that you can replace that loneliness and that lonely time with to keep yourself busy and occupied. And don't take it personally. Just find it as just be thankful for the extra time that you have and utilize it wisely to help yourself, be better physically, emotionally, mentally, and even financially. Build upon those times of rejection. Okay. And oh, yeah, another one. Were you the last one chosen in physical education? So, PE class. I was always the last one chosen for sports, like basketball or I don't know. They didn't want me. I was okay, but I don't know. I stopped really playing in seventh grade. I just stopped um, because I then joined the band, but I still was one of the last people that got picked. I wasn't always the last person. Sometimes I was like second last or third last. But anyways, I digress. So now some other things that cause rejection. Some people were rejected because they did not get into the college that they wanted to get into. And others, they were rejected because they had a partner cheat on them or break up with them. I remembered I had the puppy love in high school. I was broken up with. This boy played me so bad, it was ridiculous. He played me better than a deck of cards. I was horrible. I don't remember his name or anything. I mean, it was just puppy love. All we did was like hold hands. Um, but he played me. Oh my word, he played me and broke my little heart. I just remembered that. And so sometimes that happens, and you feel rejected. You got to bounce back from that, or not getting into the college you wanted to get into. So people deal with that. And it makes you a better person. It makes you stronger, right? And if you are dealing with something like regarding more serious note of a loved one or a partner that cheated on you, um, and or broke up with you, understand that that's tough, but it doesn't always necessarily mean that it was your fault, right? And honestly, I don't think it was your fault, because when you enter into a relationship, and it should be that both people are level headed enough to know that you're in, especially if it's like a marriage or serious commitment. Both people should be level headed enough to know that you're going to take it seriously, and you're not going to break the other person's heart, but you're going to work to protect that other person. You're going to work to protect the vows that you made or whatever. And you do all that you can, 150% plus, to make sure that you do just that. And so, yeah, I think that, if you were rejected in that sense, it's not necessarily your fault. I really don't think it really is your fault. I think it's just, you got to understand that person is dealing with something, and you kind of got caught in the rut of it. But then you got to embrace forgiveness. Okay? That's tough. That's tough. And that's, case by case, person by person. And so you definitely got to get some advice for that. This is just my opinion. So, you know, but anyway, we'll keep going. Rejection. Some other things about rejection. It says rejection leads to false beliefs and putting up emotional walls. I understand this 100%. Sometimes you meet people, you're connecting, and you've got those walls up because you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to connect and trust the wrong person. Not everybody that smiles in your face, is genuine, and you've got to learn the difference. There's a word called discernment. When you learn to discern, then you know how to pick up those that are truly sincere and those that are just trying to play you or get something out of you. Okay, so rejection, it leads to false beliefs and putting up emotional walls. So now, how to cope with all of this? So first things first, when you're trying to cope with rejection, okay, you've got to acknowledge the pain and grieve your losses. So there's nothing wrong with taking a moment, humbling yourself, and grieving and meditating or writing it out and asking questions. There's nothing wrong with that. So many times we feel pressured to be perfect or to just keep it all together. And sometimes you really do have to just be honest and say, gosh, like what went wrong? Um, and forgive. I mean, I didn't put that there, but I am very big on forgiveness. And I think because it just, when you forgive, it helps you personally, your emotional health, your mental health, everything. When you don't forgive, you just wind up becoming really cold and brittle and bitter. And it's hard for people to connect with you. But when you learn to forgive, it also helps you remember that you're human, and you're going to need mercy and grace sometime too. So you got to forgive. Two, don't blame yourself. I've said this before, things happen. So you can't always keep blaming yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I have done this. I have blamed myself many times. And you ask those questions, what did I do wrong? What could I have done different? What could have went different? Had I taken that phone call, had I had that conversation, had I not done this, had I been, had I don't know, not exaggerated here, had I told the truth there, had I don't know. There's so many different things that you can continue to blame yourself. Let me tell you something. Some people, well, I think everybody has somebody in this world that can judge them and that can point out their flaws. And guess what? They'd be spot on. They could take you and say, they can rip you apart. Oh, I know this person. They this, they that, they this, they that. And let me tell you what happened a year ago. They this, they that, they this. They be spot on. But let me tell you something. None of them were your creator. Nobody has the right to hold anything over your head for mistakes that you made, things that you struggled with, and even some things that you're still trying to get over. Okay? If they don't have compassion enough to love you through it, they're just showing you that they're not really worth having in your life. If you have to have that person in your life, so be it. But you also should know how to categorize that person so that they don't take all of your great energy and all of your love and your value from you. We have givers and takers in life. There are givers that give love. Sometimes we givers, we give too much, right? People take advantage of givers a lot. Then you have takers, right? They take advantage. Takers, they take from you. They don't bring anything to you. They don't care about you. They tear you down. They always have something negative to say about the way you look, something negative to say about your personality, something negative to say about your performance. They're not great people. They've got problems. They feed off of negativity. They feed off of toxicity. They feed off of tearing you down. Even if it's a passive aggressive way that they do it, emotional or mental games that they play, verbal abuse. I don't know. There are takers in the world. So you've got to understand that you can't keep blaming yourself because you've got these people that have even, they're holding you hostage with things and mistakes that you've made. Like you can't allow that to just reside in you. It would drive you up the wall. You've got to release yourself from them, release yourself from whatever happened, forgive yourself, and start fresh. And if people try to bring that up, what I like to do is I love it when God shows me people. There's like almost two types of people. There's like your builders, your supporters, and then there are those that are like destroyers, those that they don't want anything good for you. They just want to take from you, destroy you, tear you down. Okay? So they're build uppers and then those that tear down. So what you want to do is you want to mark the people that come into your life and they add value. They speak well to you. They give to you. They bless you. And you want to mark the other ones that take from you, that steal from you, that hurt you, that speak nasty to you, that falsely accuse you, that gossip about you. They don't like you because of the way you look, your skin color, your personality. Mark them. Okay. And you got to learn to play the game. You can't just walk up to them and say, hey, I know you don't like me because of da da da. No, you got to be sweet and pleasant, but you need to also know I can trust this person, the supporters. I can support them with so much. But the other category, you got to kind of think to yourself, these people are toxic towards me. They don't support me. They don't like me. They're not of great energy in my life, right? So you got to learn how to decipher between the two and how to make decisions that will be best for your health and your emotions and everything else like that. You got to love yourself, okay? And you got to stop allowing yourself to go through so much for people that aren't even worth it. So, with that said, you also want to strengthen your resiliency, and that's all upstairs, right? You got to have positive self-talk. There's a book that talks about the power of speaking positive. I read that book probably 10, 15 years ago. It's a really good book. You should look into it if you have a chance to look into it. Okay. There's also they say also I found out online from this same website, it says you want to also keep putting yourself out there. So the thing is when you're dealing with rejection, okay? What rejection does is it tries to silence you. It tries to mute you. It says you don't belong, you don't fit, we don't want you, get going, just stop existing. They want you dead almost, right? So they want your ideas to die. They want your dreams to die. They want your personality to die. They want your uniqueness to die. And so what you got to do to combat that is you have to keep putting yourself out there. Okay. And you got to stop apologizing for being great. Stop apologizing for being who you are. Okay. And don't be quiet for them. Don't just keep putting yourself out there. Okay. Because that's going to help you to deal with it. And plus you'll find new blood, new energy, new people. It's cool. All right. And so there's a scripture that I like to go to also. And if you feel like I can't go to anybody in this world, I've been there sometimes. If you feel like I just can't go to anybody about this situation at all, there's a scripture that says in the Bible, he that come to me, I will in no wise cast out. I love this scripture because it's comforting. And you know that there's a creator out there that in case, you hit rock bottom and people are tripping, you can always look up and start talking. you know, and know that you'll have support there. So now, my personal encouragement. I've got a couple things here. Okay, so number one, it's not your fault. Now this is good because people have the right to reject you. You know, it's not your fault. You didn't tell them to do that. You didn't force them to do that. They chose to do that, but it's not your fault. Okay. Next thing, you're not a bad person just because you're being rejected. That does not make you a bad person. Okay. You just have to find the right group that embraces you and your energy and what you bring to the table. Three, there are people in this world that will love everything about you, so you need to keep your head up and stay awesome. So you just got to find who those people are. Okay, there's a time and a place and a season for everything. And yeah, sometimes people will stop loving you, people will stop vibing you. Some people, they'll use you and then they spit you out. Hey, that's fine. Get up and then go find the next group that really supports you and will embrace you for who you are. Um, that's why people talk about keeping your resumes fresh, keeping your, you know, I don't know, keeping yourself fresh, because there's always someone out there that wants you and wants your energy, because you are amazing. You are amazing. You just got to find out where your your stages, find out your platform, find out your group, the people, you find out who your tribe is, right? That's it. You just got to find out who your tribe is, and then of course keep your head up and stay awesome. So excuse me. So I say this because it's so easy to walk around, kind of gloomy and depressed and feeling like, oh, woe is me. But, I think you got to fix your vision. You got to realize how awesome you really are, and how um, there's so much destiny in you, you know? And there are amazing people that are waiting for your talent, your skill set. They're waiting for your presence, your personality. They're waiting for your culture, your vibe. They want everything about you, and they are patient. And guess what? They'll even see your flaws and your mistakes, and they're still going to want you. Okay. And then, hey, ladies out there, you're dating, or guys, you're dating, and you're like, oh, I don't know. Hey, I'm sure there's someone out there for you, you know? And I'm not saying that just to feel bad for you, but I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You're going to have people out there that they're going to want you no matter what. And so, yeah, so just be encouraged, and don't think that, life is over or whatever because of your flaws or past mistakes, or because of what people said or how you were treated last time. Nope. You got to keep your head up. You got to know that not everybody out there is going to break your heart. Not everybody out there is going to think that you're a loser, or think that you're no good, or that you're no good fit. There are people out there that know exactly who you are, and they are wanting you. They want to have your presence, your ideas. They want you in the spotlight. They want to bless you. They want to give you opportunities. So you got to go find those people. And just make sure too, when you're finding those people, that they have the right intentions towards you, that you could just sense, you can sense that those people, they want to help. They want to work with you. Excuse me, they're out there. I mean, they're out there. They have to be out there. I mean, the world continues to evolve. It continues to grow. People continue to soar and do great things because there are wonderful people out there. And you just have to find your group of wonderful people and stop believing the lies that have been told to you, that you're rejected, you're no good, nobody likes you, there's no hope. They're not going to ever want you to join their crew, or you don't know that, right? And even if you were rejected by a particular group or whatever, that doesn't mean that there aren't 100 more out there that are waiting for you. So I hope that this show can help you guys. Okay. Again, we got to learn how to cope. There's nothing even wrong with, saying a prayer here and there, and just loving yourself, speaking positive affirmations, positive self affirmations, self love, taking care of yourself is very imperative as well for making sure that you are conquering rejection. And remember, again, rejection is simply just redirection. So don't take it personally. Okay. You can't always take it personally. So, with that said, we just spoke about acceptance versus rejection. I provided my 2 cents and some research, some data for you guys. And, I had a colleague friend say, no matter what you do in life, you just gotta suit up and show up. Okay. So, no matter what, if you're rejected here, that's fine. Suit up and show up at the next door. Okay. So, with that said, guys, I'm not going to take too much more of your time. But I did want to just come on here and talk about this because I know that so many of us are dealing with so many different groups of people and different opportunities that are coming across your way. You're putting proposals out there, you're doing so many different things. And so I wanted to just kind of lift your spirits up and let you know that you're not a recluse to society. You are needed. You're not an island to yourself. And you're very valuable. You just have to find out where your group is, where your niche is, and go make it happen. Go be a rock star. So with that, I hope I was able to empower you somewhat. And I'm going to just remind you guys again of some of the things about this show. Okay. So again, thanks for joining the Real Talk Show. If you've joined me, again, the Real Talk Show with Dr. India White will be aired on the radio station SoulNet WKDH every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So visit www.soulnetwkdh.com to tune in. Okay. Excuse me. Now, if you want to be featured on the show, okay, you can do 2 things. You can email me at india.white.123@gmail.com. Send me a photo and a bio so I can get you on the show. You can also visit my website at www.india-white.com. Okay, and there's a tab on the side where you can go and you can fill out a request to be on the show. Okay, so those are 2 things that you can do there. Okay, and also remember, the show will also be featured on Swain Girl Media Channel. That's hosted by Precious Swain. It will be on Fire Stick, so look out for that as well. Okay. And then, of course, follow me on social media. My Facebook is Miss India White. I kind of have everybody on there. I love Facebook. I was on Facebook for like ever. LinkedIn is The India White. Okay. I love just connecting professionally, making connections, proposals, all this stuff. It's really good busy work there. Twitter is Indie Speak and Teach. Okay. And then Instagram is Indie238. And then my YouTube channel is India White 123. So you want to make sure that you visit those when you get a chance. And remember the advice that I gave you guys today on dealing with acceptance and rejection, and just know that rejection is redirection. Don't take it personally. Know that you are amazing, you're awesome, incredible, unbeatable, magnificent. You have so much worth, so much value. And I'm glad that I'm able to hopefully empower you on the show today. If you have any questions or follow up and you would like to maybe connect with me to talk through some of these things, feel free to send me a message or go to my website and request some time so we can sit down and I can maybe consult with you guys and help you out in certain areas that you might have. So with that said, guys, thanks so much for visiting the Real Talk Show with Dr. India White. Again, please visit my website at www.india-white.com to check out some of my blogs, books, and more. And I hope to connect with you soon. Thanks for the following. Keep in touch. Have a wonderful night. Bye.